Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Two Qs in a Pod, joined by my co-host John Webb. Happy belated birthday, my friend. How we doing?
Thank you, sir. It's doing well. Felt loved this week. Continue to feel loved and grateful for the people in my life, and grateful to always have a fall birthday to enjoy a weekend of football.
No doubt about it. Another phenomenal weekend. We were both traveling, so apologies for no content the past 2 weeks. We were both in Texas. Unfortunately, it was a tough weekend for both of us, but nonetheless, it was a great weekend overall for football viewers. I'll let you kick it off. What were some of your favorite highlights, games of the week?
It's a tough one. Being in person at the Vandy Texas game was tough. I love to see the fight at the end, but the score is not representative of the game. They just beat us, and it just felt like we weren't ready. So I won't get too into detail about that. We knew we had to win 3 out of 4 down the stretch, and now we've lost that one. So now you just got to win 3 out of 3. The goal hadn't changed. I'd love to see a little better effort out the gate, but other than that, it's okay. That's not a bad loss to have. But
No,
there were. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say you just can't spot a team like Texas 17 on the road. But I will say I saw a stat. Our two losses, one being at Alabama, they've lost one home game in the past 5 years to Texas. Jalen Milroe, Quinn Ewers, that was a great game. And then Texas has lost one home game in the past 4 years, which was last year, Carson Beck at Georgia. Georgia beat Texas at Texas, meaning that both of our losses are road losses, and those teams are really good at home. So if those are our
Yeah.
two losses, I think that probably stacks up as the best two-loss team in the country if we can win out.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, unfortunately, I think brand name matters a whole lot. So if we are getting to some place where somehow there are 5 other SEC teams that are 2 loss or better, and there are only room for 5, something tells me no matter what, doesn't matter the resume, we will be out. I could even see a world in which Texas is in it 3 losses.
I was
But
going to say, I fear if Texas gets to 3 losses, they beat us, they have a bigger following. Obviously, money runs college sports, so they're going to have
yeah,
Texas in over us, which would be a bummer. But let's get there first. Let's finish strong this season. We got to take care of business. But outside of Vandy, Texas, what else? I didn't watch much. I was kind of all over the place. There was a lot of good games. Oklahoma Tennessee was late. That was a great game. I was on Oklahoma.
yeah.
It was good by John Mateer. I think Tennessee just hasn't played anybody that's for real this year, and so ultimately this was their first test, and I was siding with Oklahoma. So ended up a winner there.
Yeah, I think that was a great game by Oklahoma. Tennessee actually looked really good at the start. It was just strange. They look really good for large periods of time, and then they'll have a brain lapse on one play here and there, and it turns out brain lapses on 3 offensive plays where you throw it to the wrong team is going to be pretty costly. So I still think Tennessee is a very dangerous offense, but OU looked good, kept themselves alive in this whole chase. I'm going to go rapid fire through a few of these. I think that congratulations to your North Carolina Tar Heels for getting a much-needed win against a quarterback who's, I don't think, ever played quarterback. He was a lacrosse player, walk-on.
Yeah.
Mad respect to him, though. Pretty jealous. Uh, the next morning, Clemson with a heartbreaking loss to Duke. I don't know if you saw that, but it was a 4th and 10 or 4th and 15 pass interference call that was just horrendous. They gave Duke a chance to score, and then they went for 2 pretty much as time expired and won that game. SMU, what a great win over Miami. Had them plus 10. That was about as clinical as it gets. Miami faltering now. We'll see what happens with them down the stretch. I'm just going to hit you with a couple more. Texas Tech continues to dominate teams
And cover.
every single time they're not the play. It's unbelievable at this point, and so I will fade them again. I don't really care who they play. I'll probably lose, but that's okay. Florida with a great cover should have won the game. Just really really bad job on 4th and 1 in opposing territory with 3 minutes left, up by 3. You have just you've got to get that first down. You win the game.
Yeah.
Uh, But that was largely it. The evening didn't have a whole lot. I'm sad to see Auburn lost to Kentucky, which led to the firing of Hugh Freeze. That's not what you want as a team facing against a team that just lost their head coach. I don't know the statistic on it, but it's got to be 90% win rate after that
Yeah, especially
somehow.
this
So
year.
yeah. So All that to say, and finally Georgia Tech lost. They feel like they've deserved to lose many games now, and they finally lost to NC State. Great job, NC State, for finishing that, and that's where I'll leave it.
Yeah, it's a great job by NC State. I had one of my worst beats I've had, I think, in a while. Honestly, it's happened twice now on that Cal field. UNC fumbling in the end zone to
Oh
not win the game,
gosh,
and then you're down three with the ball. You think, okay, I have it in the bag. I cover 5.5, and pick six happens. So Cal did not cover, lost by 10. I will again be fading Virginia this week, but we'll get there. Outside of that, I really had nothing else. My attention was on a few games, but it was a great Saturday.
yeah, yeah, agreed.
Well, that'll get us into what's ahead. I look forward to this weekend. Should be a good one. Some good games out there. I think Vanderbilt's got to take care of business, but I'll go ahead and start with my bronze pick is going to be Tulane on Friday night. I've been betting on Memphis a lot this year, and they are really, really good against the spread. And this line does not mean Vegas is trying Memphis again. I think it's 4.5. I think I've seen it down to 3.5. I'll be on Tulane money line. I bought it. It was at 5.5 to 7. But I don't think you're going to be able to get that line unless you get it live. So I'll take Tulane plus 4, 3.5, whatever you have today. The Green Wave on Friday as my bronze pick.
Sean, I love that pick so much. I will not recycle it, but I will be on the same thing, and I'm very, very excited to do that one as well.
Yeah.
I'll say as a whole, I think this is a fairly light week in terms of good matchups. You have some SEC out of conference games. There's really never a good matchup in the Big Ten. There's a decent one this week with Oregon versus Iowa, but um, that's actually where I'm going to go for my bronze. And I really hate the pick, but I'm just trusting the system. I am surprised that I'm going to say this. I typically would go Iowa all day, every day. I just think they're not good. So for the first time, I'm actually going against the system, and I'm going the eye test, and I'm going to take Oregon on the road at -6 at Iowa. I could be totally mistaken. I just think they're better. So that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah, I don't hate it. When I checked yesterday, it looked like Public was on Iowa at home plus touchdown 6.5. So I don't mind taking Oregon and fading the Public there. I like
Yeah.
Dante Moore. I think he's a phenomenal quarterback.
I think he is too, and I think their offense is going to show out. And Iowa's defense has looked a little shakier this year. Their offense has definitely looked better, but in my mind, they're still Iowa. And if you can score on them, it's going to be really hard for them to keep up. And so that's what I could see happening here. But um, yeah, I'll go ahead and give my bronze pick as well. Or sorry, my silver pick. I was going back and forth with a few games here, and I'm really excited to share my gold pick, even though it could very well be it could very well be a tough one. But my silver pick here is terrifying, which is some of the ones you love the most. This team that I
Yeah.
will be backing had not won an SEC game in 2 years. They finally won their first SEC game this past weekend, and it was just in classic Arkansas fashion the way they collapsed that game. Uh, Mississippi State Bulldogs, do I think they're good? No. Do I think they have a chance to win this game? No, not really. Am I going to take them +9? You bet I'm going to take them against Georgia +9. So I'm expecting a close game in Starkville. Give me the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I have been struggling with that one just because Mississippi State has been so good this year against the spread, and Georgia has not. For that line to move up to 9, I think it was 8.5. It scares me because sometimes I think, oh, this is the obvious play. We take Mississippi State at home. That's so many points in an SEC game, and then Georgia rolls them because Georgia comes out and they show us they're still Georgia. So I will be light. I'll take Mississippi State with you, but per the against the spread, I don't know how confident I'll be in it.
Yeah, I understand. But again,
For
I'm
my
taking a
silver pick,
number. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, taking a number. It's a good number. It's great value, honestly, for an SEC game. To my point, it's a lot of points. For my silver pick, I'm going to fade Greg Schiano. I like Loxley a lot, so I will be taking the Maryland Terrapins. Pick them on the road at Rutgers.
Maryland Terrapins. Okay, okay. Um, I would digest that, but I just am excited for my gold pick, so I'm going to go here.
Yeah, rip it.
Texas A&M is playing on the road at Missouri.
Yes.
Now, Missouri is without their quarterback, and we saw some flashes of goodness from their quarterback, the backup who came in, who I believe is a freshman. But again, you've got 2 weeks to game plan for him if you're Texas A&M. The other side of that is you have 2 weeks to prepare the guy to start against Texas A&M. For that reason, I'm okay with him being the quarterback. Number two, the defensive line is what I care about, and I saw them really handle Vanderbilt up front. I thought Missouri played a better game than Vanderbilt did in that game, and I think it had nothing to do with quarterback play. And so I think that travels regardless of who your quarterback is. And so, in my opinion, I think that Missouri is going to give them their first tough test. A&M has not had a tough road test yet in the SEC. They did play Notre Dame early. They played a great game there. But I think they're going to get tested. I think it's going to be a very close game. I even think it's possible Missouri comes out of there with a win, but I'll take the touchdown.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love Missouri at home. They have one of the best front sevens. To your point, I don't think A&M has been tested yet, so we'll see this as a real test against an SEC defense. I'll be on Missouri with you, and I like the money line as well. So A&M's due to drop a game. It's a backup quarterback. Everybody's going to be on A&M. They look phenomenal, so we'll see, but I'll be on Missouri with you. Not going to be my gold pick, though. I can't copycat you. For my gold pick, I am going a little rogue here. There is a team that I have really faded a lot, and I'm just going to do it again. I have not watched the team I'm going to be taking, but I have bet against Virginia a lot this year, and I'm going to do it again. For my gold pick, give me the Wake Forest Demon Deacons plus 6.5. I would buy the hook to 7 on the road at Virginia. I think Virginia is due to drop a game. This would be a perfect game for them to lose. So give me the Demon Deacons.
Yeah, that line's wild to me. You have a supposedly top 15 team playing at home against a team who's really not all that good. It blows my mind that line's 6.5, and for that reason, I'll be on Wake Forest as well.
Yeah. Well, that's it for our college picks. Sunday will be here before we know it. Let's get into it. Talk to me a little bit about what's catching your eye this week.
Yeah, you know, I wish there were a better Thursday night game. I don't love the Broncos at home -9 against the Raiders. Like, I don't know. The Broncos haven't blown anybody out lately except for the Cowboys. I try to forget that one, but they've played a bunch of close games. The Raiders, it feels
so
like
bad.
they're just bad, and they just got rid of a couple good offensive assets. That being said, they could compete for sure. I have zero desire in touching that game. Um, so yeah, Thursday night. I don't know if you have a lean in there. Go ahead and share it if you do, and then we'll get to Sunday.
I lean Raiders. It's a division game. 9 points is a lot. I'm certainly not going to be heavily on it, but I think I'll be on the Raiders tonight.
Yeah, I just wonder divisional matchups. I just wonder if that matters when your season and I think it does, and especially for rivals or something. But it just feels hard to care when you know your team is going the wrong direction and you have very little to play for. So I just wonder if motivation is something that people worry about at all.
All
I
these
don't know.
guys are still playing for a contract, though. So, like, they
Yeah,
still need to put up stats in order to get paid next year. So that in line with the reason I say division game is these coaches know each other better than any other team in the NFL. I mean, they play each other twice. So, and that's per year. So this Raiders defense has seen this Broncos offense and Bo Nix for the past 2 seasons. So I think they can keep it within a touchdown. My
yeah,
guess would be 24-17 Broncos,
yeah.
and it's 17 all with 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I'm going to just quickly go to Sunday. It feels like the morning slate or the noon slate is a little light. I do think Baltimore is going to come out and beat the Vikings. -4, I'm not really sure, but I think the Ravens are about to get. I'm sure the public is going to agree with me, which I hate, but I just think they're going to get that team back on the right track there, get it back to 4-5 after this week, and still be in the playoff hunt. A game I do like is the Buccaneers. I think coming off a bye, playing at home against the Patriots. Patriots are red hot right now, but give me Baker Mayfield any day of the week at home with a less than a field goal spread. I like that one.
Yeah, I would be careful. I think Vegas has really favored Baltimore. I think they were even favorites to win their division when Lamar was still out. But Brian Flores at home, it's a tough defense. I'm not saying that I'm going to bet on the Vikings, but I would be hesitant to unload on a Ravens team that is still kind of figuring it all out. Do like
Yeah.
Tampa at home. I like Baker Mayfield. Anytime I get to bet on him, I love it. I like Drake May a lot as well, but again, the Patriots are due for regression, and I think this is a good spot for them to drop one. So I'll be on Tampa with you. Anything else? I mean, I
Can I ask you a
think,
quick question?
yeah.
In the last 10 years, so the post Cam Newton era, have you seen the Panthers as a 5.5 point favorite?
No, and I actually saw a stat that they're 0-10 when favored in the past 3 years, whatever it is,
I mean,
maybe even more than 3 years.
I thought my app was broken, and I know they're actually better this year, and I like them. And I think they're going to win that game. It's good to see. Congratulations.
Yeah, it is good to see. I don't know that I'll be betting on them, but
No,
I
that
think
doesn't
Bryce
feel like a
Bryce
fun
always
number to
struggles
bet.
against New Orleans, so it's going to have to be a defense doesn't allow, which is a atrocious offense from New Orleans, but not to score more
Yeah.
than 10, 14 points, similar to what they did in Green Bay.
Yeah. I'm just going to say we've got a lot of quarterback injuries this week, which makes things hard, or big injuries. And so, it gets sad. You get Jaguars, Texans, supposed to be a good divisional matchup. CJ out. I mean, Texans defense can beat anybody. The Jaguars can beat themselves better than anybody, but I don't sit there and want to necessarily take the Texans again. We won't talk about them. Sorry,
No,
Sean.
I'm not.
There are two more places I like. One I like, one I love. The like is the Steelers Sunday night, once again, on the road. I think the spread should be higher, and because it's not, it makes me like the Steelers. I think the Chargers are a great football team, but I think the Steelers are starting to figure it out defensively. I think their offense has been fine the whole time. So I like the Steelers in that game, and in the Monday night game, I'm in love with the Packers. I could be way wrong on this one, but what a great spot to rebound after losing as a double-digit favorite once again, and a home game, prime time, to get back on track against an Eagles team that I'm not that terribly scared of. They probably will win the championship just because I said that, but those are my two favorite plays of the weekend.
Yeah, I definitely like the Packers at home. I don't know about the Steelers. Little Harbaugh, Tomlin, they obviously know each other really well. I'll take the home team in that, so I'll be on the Chargers. But my favorite spot on Sunday is probably Detroit. I think they have covered some absurd amount after losing a game outright. And so, again, without Jalen, Mariota's in, give me Detroit. I don't care if it's minus 20. Jaden Daniels
Yeah.
makes a lot for that team, and they were atrocious on Sunday night. So
They're a really bad football team, and there's just some bad football teams right now, and not necessarily it's just roster construction feels like there wasn't a whole lot of thought going into this year for a few teams. One, that's easy for me to talk about is the Cowboys. Two is looking at looking at the Commanders. They should have a good team. They should have realized they have a good quarterback, so let's go surround them with the missing pieces, and instead they got worse once again.
yeah,
And it feels like there are a few teams out there like that. Obviously, the Saints did nothing to help themselves. We knew they were going to be terrible. Browns and Jets in the same spot. But there's just a lot of teams right now that are bad. And I don't fully understand it, especially teams that we thought would be good. So that's just my hot take, and we can leave it at that.
yeah. No, I'm with you. That's all I got for this weekend.
Yep. Well, let's anchor down. Let's get a win and get back to this next week.
Yes, sir. We'll get it done. Until next time, my friend.
Yep. Anchor down.
Anchor down.